Hey guys, it's Lauren. I wanted to do a quick tutorial on the balancing pose that I added this week called Half Moon. It's a pretty common pose within the Vinyasa series, and even the transition from Warrior 2 into Half Moon is pretty common as well. So if you're not familiar with it, I wanted to spend a little time to dive into it. I'll explain how I did it in class, and then I'll explain another way that you may enter the pose. But how I did it was starting in Warrior 2. And so Warrior 2, we've got Warrior 2 hips. So in this instance, my right hip is displayed open. And then what I had you guys do is pop up on the left foot, keeping those open hips, and then lift into the half moon. So half moon, one straight line, you're thinking 90-degree angles here. Some tips. It's not quite easy of a transition, so I did have you walk your foot in, so shortening that distance from your Warrior 2 will help. Props are also super helpful, so you can lean forward and just use the floor, but having a little height, so a block, actually even if you had something even sturdier than a block might be helpful. And begin to, so your left toes are facing the top of the mat or the short edge of the mat. Check in with your knee. You want your knee in line with your second and third toe. Engage the low core so that your belly is engaged, and you start to fire up the left leg. So all of this is going to be through the strength of your left leg. So start to fire it up. Take a deep breath in. And when you're ready, slowly maybe lift the toes, maybe bring it in a little closer, and transition half moon. So a couple of things here. One, so again, you can bring your hand to the block. Actually, you see I'm a little less stable here. For whatever reason, I find it more stable to bring my hands to heart center, so I'm not leaning too far forward or having a little bit of the wobbly of the block. For whatever reason, lifting my chest, bringing my palms to heart center is helpful. Additionally, flexing the right toes will help with that stability. Engaging through the belly and then lifting your heart. The other thing that's important here is your gaze. So it's a little easier if you're gazing maybe out in front, maybe down, and then slowly working your gaze into neutral. As you can see, I'm wobbling here as I try to explain it. The last thing I'll say, which is helpful, is trying to focus on your breath in that meditative state. It's challenging if you're judging or your brain is going, oh no, I'm going to fall. You're already anticipating the wobble. If you can just focus on the breath, relax, calm, you'll have a lot more success in the pose. Here I like to lift my shoulder, my right shoulder. Taking some breaths. And then what I had you do in class was actually lower the right hip into the Warrior 3. So that's pretty common. Again, same cues here, just slowly lowering the right hip in line with the left. A lot of strength and stability in the left leg, the left foot. So making sure that that left foot is nice and grounded. Toes are spread wide, even distribution of the weight on the left foot. The other transition is just kind of the opposite. So you might find maybe we're in triangle pose. You might move to Warrior 3. So it's those square hips to the mat. And then from here, lifting the right hip stacked over the left. And then might be interesting for you to try lifting and lowering the hip. Again, if you're doing this tutorial just like I am, fresh, without in the middle of a practice, if you're going to be extra wobbly. But try that. See if you like one transition better than the other. One might be easier for you if you start with level hips and then stacked hips, or vice versa. And then the last thing I'll say is have fun with it. I do think that the concentration, the meditation through the practice does help. But if you fall, no judgment. We're here, we're learning, we're on a journey, right? So if you have any questions, let me know. If you have any tips that I hadn't thought of, let me know. All right. Talk to you soon. Namaste.